What's happening, people? What's happening? What's going on with you? Let me push this button right here. I was listening to what's going on, people. We are living in a land of la 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 la. I am anyway. It's a Thursday. I know I'm not usually down here on Thursdays. I missed on last night. I had a very, very bad day on yesterday. Well, the past 2 days, it has not been good. Hold on one second. It has not been good for the past 2 days, man. Has not been good. But, I'm good because he told me not to worry about anything. So I don't. I just get up in the morning and do what I have to do to get through it. And we are good to go. But anyway, so I'm listening. I don't know if you guys heard that Bloomington police chief. And that's what I'm sitting here going with AI and all of this other stuff that's out there now. You don't know the truth. It's like you have zero clue what the heck the truth is anymore. That's what pissed me off. But if this guy, if you hadn't heard it, so it's on my page now. Someone sent it to me of the Bloomington police chief talking about somebody who vandalized somebody else's car. And the person who vandalized the car is now a victim. Look. We are so deep into it when in Minnesota, it's not even funny. I mean, because every day is something. It literally is. Every day is something new, right? Every time you turn around. But yeah, I'm sitting there listening to this thing, and they're sitting there going, that the person who vandalized the car is a victim now because the person that the car belongs to, I guess, don't want to press charges. Only thing they want is for their car to be fixed. I'm like, okay, this is... They was talking about today. I got into it with someone going back and forth about accountability, and we're going to talk about that. But this is another example of what I was talking about the system not doing what's right, not doing the right thing, right? It's the system, not the people. They can take the system and craft it to do whatever they want it to do. And they're talking about accountability. There is accountability. But the problem back in the day with accountability was your Amy Klobuchar, for example. Amy Klobuchar got where she's at right now today because of accountability. Because she decided that she's going to take young black men and hold them accountable. But the problem was she got the wrong one. Everybody always talking about, oh, well, we got to hold people accountable. And when they start doing that, that's when you end up with black men in jail. And they get the wrong ones. That's what happens. Because the pendulum is swung so far over this way. But I'm sitting there going, okay. Now the people who is the vandals are now considered to be a victim in Bloomington, Minnesota. And y'all wonder why we are in the trouble that we're in, why we're in the situation that we're in. It's not about being held accountable. That's not what this is about. It's about the system. And that's why I keep telling, everybody get mad, get all upset, and they still butthurt over George Floyd. You're still mad and upset at George Floyd about the George Floyd situation. But who put Derek Chauvin in? The system. And nobody wants to get this. Everybody want to, it was the jury, and it was because the jury was afraid that blah blah was going to happen, and they was pressed into doing this. The jury did exactly what the system told them to do. The same system that got thousands and thousands of black men in jail right now. That system is the system that put him in jail. That system. The same system that this police chief called these people who vandalized somebody's car, and this dude actually said that they were. We're in trouble in Minnesota, y'all. Y'all don't realize it. This is the whole thing. I said this when people was asking me, well, Rev, are you not going to vote for Obama? No. His second term? No. I said because he's about to start something that we all, down the line, and I nailed it, down the line, we're all going to be paying the price. We're all going to be paying the price. I told y'all. I told you. The minute Obama stood there and says, I have evolved, right there, y'all all knew he was in trouble. And look at where we're at today. The minute he opened the door, he opened the floodgates. Here we are now. Everything can be turned around now. Nothing is real anymore. Nothing is real anymore. Everything can be turned around. I do. I blame. Obama started it, and Trump affected it when he said alternative facts. Yeah, he did. She said it. Y'all know she said it. No, I didn't lie, but I gave you alternative facts. We can turn stuff now. Things can be turned around like you would not believe. And that's what we're going off of right now. Y'all, I'm sure y'all didn't see that, but Obama started it. The minute he said he has evolved and he opened the door for all of this crap to open up. And now we're sitting at a point now. We're sitting at a point now where you put something online or someone tells you something. Oh, you've got to come out with 15 different things just to prove your point. 15 different things just to prove your point. Because nobody believes you. It's hard for me to believe somebody these days, no matter what it is. I got to see it, understand it. It's got to hit me in the face and knock me up on side the back of my head and come at me 15, 16, 17 different ways before we sit there and go, okay, I believe you now. If it's even here's the thing, even when it's on video now, we still question it. I remember back in the day when they were saying, oh, well, we don't believe in police brutality. We have to see it ourselves. And then we gave them Rodney King. Remember that? Some of y'all probably not old enough to remember that, but I'm old enough to remember it. We gave you Rodney King, and then you said, that's not real. He should have complied. He had a right to get his butt. Even on video now. I ain't believing it. Not believing it, right? That's how we all are. It's funny thing, because you can give them examples. It's like the situation that happened in Anoka, Andover. You give them situations of show them situation of racism, and people go, "Oh, did happen," but wait a minute, the example is right there. Nope, didn't happen. Everything is alternative facts now. I can key somebody's car, and I'm the victim of keying their car. I'm just saying what the Bloomington police chief said. If he said that, I don't know. That could have been that video could have been what do you call that again? AI or whatever. I got tricked on that a couple times. Everybody's, Rev, you know that's AI. I'm like, ugh, got me. Then I had to get on here and apologize for being ignorant to believing that video that they gave me was right. Anyway, hey, but I jumped down here tonight for a little bit. Like I said, I couldn't get down here last night. But I got a couple of things to take a look at. One of the things I definitely want to get into here real quick is this young white kid that was at a track and field meet that a black kid stabbed him. And everybody's trying to use and that dude, Matt Walsh, that y'all love so much, he had a question. And Matt Walsh was saying that, you know, if it was what did he say? If it was reversed, he said that there will be marching and protests and all this here type of stuff. And I'm thinking, yeah, probably would be. So I don't understand why Matt Walsh is on here complaining. Why don't he get a protest going? See, in order for the protest to happen, somebody has to start it. You can't just get on Facebook and Twitter and everything and go, well, if the situation was reversed, there will be a protest and they will be burning stuff. Well, y'all did pretty good in January 6th. Then, Matt Walsh, why don't you put together a protest for the kid that was murdered by some ignorant kid who brought a knife to a track and field event? But I want Matt Walsh to get his little protest on. Go, man. Go get some people and go protest. Instead of bitching about it, go do it. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to wonder if the situation was reversed, what would happen. We know what would happen, more than likely, if the kid didn't go to jail. But this kid went to jail. And now they're trying to find a way to make a race war out of a black kid stabbing this kid. This kid is in Texas. He's been arrested. And Texas is going to do what Texas do. More than likely, they're going to give him the death penalty, which he deserves. Period, point blank. There's no doubt about what he deserved. He deserves the death penalty. See you bye. See you bye. No ifs, no ands, no buts about that. I don't want to hear, oh, we got black men in prison. If something happens, they make sure they get the black. The black kid stabbed the white kid. If we want to do like Matt Walsh and turn it into a race thing, that's what happened. A black kid stabbed a white kid. They arrested the black kid for stabbing the white kid, and the black kid will be going on trial for murdering the white kid. And more than likely, the black kid will be getting a death penalty. So Matt should be happy. Unless, Matt Walsh, you want to have a protest. And if you're going to have a protest, be about it, man. Get people together, go to Texas, call up Marjorie Taylor Greene and everybody else, and go to Texas and protest. It's that simple. No, really, it is that simple. If you got activists down there in Texas, you can call them up and be like, hey, meet me at the bridge or whatever, and let's stand on the bridge with our flags, because that's usually what y'all do. Let's stand on the bridge with our flags, and we're going to protest. Matt Walsh, have a good time at it. Have a good time. But this kid is going to jail. And most time, black people protest is when they know, more than likely, cop is not going to jail. Terrence Crutcher, Breonna Taylor, just saying. But this kid is going to jail for a long time. It probably put him in jail for a long time. Or, like I said, they'll give him the death penalty. You stab somebody in the heart with a knife, then, you're heartless. So bye, you're going to jail or you're going to prison or wherever, and we'll see you later. Period, point blank. There don't need to be a protest. Now, let's say the kid stabbed him in the heart. They got it on video. Like the 16 shots they did in Chicago of the black man, and then they covered it up. Let's just say that the black kid did that, and then they didn't arrest him. They didn't put him in jail, and he did not pay for the crime that he committed. You got every right to protest. Every right. I would fly down, and I would fly down and protest with you. But here's the deal, Matt. This kid's going to jail for a very long time. And he just may, while he's in Texas, you know how they do it down there, he may get the death penalty. And they probably kill him in probably about, usually stand there for a good 10 to 12 years. So if everything go to the way we think it's going to go, in about 10 to 12 years, they'll probably stick him with a needle, and he'll be gone bye-bye. So there's no reason to protest. But instead of being on here complaining about it, I suggest you put something together and you get some people down there and y'all go down there and you protest your little boots off, Matt Walsh. This is a situation where you had a kid that, for some reason, thought it was okay to bring a knife to a track meet and get into a fight with another kid and stab that kid. That's ignorance. That has nothing to do with race. That's a bad kid that had nothing to do with race. That's someone who probably had a criminal record, and we'll find out if he did, that had nothing to do with race. So to try to turn this into a race war, trying to make it about race, I'm just not going to buy that right now. Because like I said, he's going to jail. He's going to be punished for what he did. Rightfully so. There's no ifs, ands, buts about this. No ifs, ands, buts about that. He will be held accountable. So there's no reason for us to start anything, to try to get anything started. Just no. So everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Let's pray for that family that lost their child to a senseless criminal act. That's what it was. It's sad. I read the story. It's sad that had to happen. And that's when we come to the point at some point in time, we got to come together and be compassionate towards one another instead of always hating each other or coming down on one another the way that we do. We've got to start looking at people as Christ would want us to look at each other. But because we don't, and because of the sins of this world, this type of stuff happens. But we can't take this and then turn this into something that is just not. It's not something to, try to act like we're going to have a race war over it. Come on, people. Let's be real. We can't have these type of people, the Matt Walshes of the world, pushing this ugliness to have each and every one of us hate each other because of the color of our skin. We just can't do that. We can't do that. I mean, every group of people got somebody ignorant in their group, and y'all know that as well as I do. I can post. I was going to post on that the lady that bashed her 3-year-old daughter head into the wall and killed her, and now she's in Hennepin County. Some people are just evil, man. And we don't like to recognize. We call it mental health instead of calling it what it is. See, when Jesus got off the boat and he ran into the man in the cemetery, what he did is he called the demons out of this man. See, we don't believe in that anymore. So we call it mental health. It's easy for us to understand that versus what we really realize what people are. Just some people are just evil. Some people have demons in them. But, for us to understand that, let's call it mental health. So I don't want to, give you Bible and tell you the truth, because we don't like the truth. We like to hear things that we can understand. And mental health, knowing somebody got mental health versus understanding that there's demon-possessed people that's running around here. You got to have something inside you. Think about it for a second. Got to have something inside you to kill somebody. I mean, I just can't wake up one morning or go somewhere going, you know what? If I kill somebody today, everything's going to be okay. No, people. There's just something inside people that make people do bad things. I was just finished. Oh, Netflix, right? So I was watching this thing in Netflix. It's about those women in New York, Staten Island, that this guy killed like a bunch of women. It was on Netflix. Girls Gone. Watch, if y'all want to watch a evil, when I say evil, demon possessed, watch that show. No, seriously, you got to watch that show. I just finished it today. That is evil. Possession, evil. No ifs, no ands, no buts. We I tell you a story. Let's rip it up. And I've told this story before. And this is the first time I ever went into, like I said, I got a call from my mother 2:00 in the morning looking for a daughter. So I go down to Broadway and I meet the mother at the Wendy's. And she's like, she hadn't been home in a couple of days. She's in a bad way, things of that sort. So she go, I think I know where she's at. I think she's over on Bryant, right off Bryant and Broadway. Over on Bryant and Broadway, there's drug houses, right? So I said, okay, no problem, fine. So we go to the, and I like to say, I'd never been in a drug house. So I didn't know what to expect. Didn't know what to expect. So we go to the drug house. And I go up there, I knock on the door. Who is it? I told them who I was. They open the door. I go in. I walk in this drug house, and everybody in there that was standing around like guarding the place had a firearm. Now, this is before I started really getting into firearms, understanding firearms and things of that sort. Now, before that, because of the killings, because of 1997, 98, 99, I was one of the people who was going, where's the gun laws? Because we buried a lot of black men who were shooting each other, and there was nothing anybody was doing on any type of gun laws to stop these gun violence situations that was going on. So I was totally against guns. Totally against guns. I mean, I fought because I saw what guns was doing to the black community. Nobody needed a gun. Nobody needed a gun. Nobody needed a AR-15. Nobody needed a shotgun. And I'm from the South where we had guns. But to bury that many black men because of firearms, we got to figure out something else. And nobody was doing anything. Nobody was writing laws. Nobody was making sure that the people were safe. And then people start getting shot in the crossfire. And that's when I was like, well, we got to figure out how to get these guns off the street. That means you need to write new laws, whatever it takes, get them off the streets. But then I found out through the gangs that was saying, well, how we get our guns? Well, they come up in F-150s. They come up and they drive in the alley and they pop the trunk. Because you can take a firearm, drive down to Minneapolis. That firearm is $500. You can sell it for $1,000. So how are those guns getting into the black community? Somebody was bringing them into the black community. So if there is no bill that says that you can't give or sell your gun, oh yeah, I'm going to take a Draco down there. There's a picture that I put out there of a 17-year-old boy and the guns that he had in his home. That is pathetic. So I walk in this here drug house to look for this little girl her mom was looking for her. She was there. We got her. But once I walked out of that drug house, I said to myself, there will never be a day that I'm going to walk into a place like that and not have a firearm. So I spent the next year learning, listening, and understanding firearms. And once I got trained well, how to use it, how to clean it, I applied for my carry license. And from that day on, I started carrying a firearm. And from that day on, I started seeing that there was never going to be a bill. There was never going to be anyone fighting actually to get the guns off the streets in the black community. Oh, they were fighting. They had bills for just like that little 3-year-old boy. It's a 3-year-old boy. I put it out there. 3-year-old boy found his father's firearm, loaded and everything, shot himself. There's a bill out there for that because it's safe storage. If the father would have stored that firearm safely, would that baby be murdered right now? Nope. Baby would be alive. But that bill does nothing for the black community. There's other bills out there right now that they passed. Those bills does nothing for the black community. So I got the girl out of the crack house and we left. But the story that I'm telling, not that we got her, was how many guns and how many young boys under 18 was standing around with firearms. Where did they get all of those firearms? A large part of them came in from the north, south, east, and west in the bed of 150s, F-150s. We know that. There's also some that also came in in Foot Lockers. We know that. So I had to learn a lot about firearms. I had to learn it. Before, I was totally against firearms. I was looking for bills, somebody to write a bill for something. I didn't care what it was. I just needed something to help the black community. But when I realized that wasn't going to happen, I was smart enough to go, I'm going to go out and figure out what's going on. What the deal is going on with this whole thing. And for a year, that's what I did. I immersed myself into learning about firearms, understanding firearms. I put myself in position to be around people who knew about firearms and who knew about these gun bills and how these gun bills work. But I've said things about gun bills that I wanted them. I've said things about background checks, that there need to be background checks. I've said all of that. I put it out on the web and everywhere else. Because of the condition of my community. And nobody was coming to the community to help us or to save us. And because I knew only one way of doing it at the time, I said what I said. Period, point blank. And if somebody want to come after me for that, I'm right here. I'm right here. If you want to come after me for what I said, I'm right here. I don't run from nothing. And then once I learned that nobody was coming to the community to help us, I said to myself, then I've got to start protecting my right to carry this firearm. Right? I've got to understand what my rights are. And I've got to be on the side to make sure that my right to be able to walk into these drug houses and I have a firearm, and if needed, I can use that. If I'm on the streets and I got somebody talking mouthy to me and they pull theirs and I pull mine, that I've got every right. Wherever I go in an unsafe place, I should have a right to carry my firearm. I've got to learn that, and I did that. I got involved with these guys, MN Gun Caucus guys. Got involved with them and has been behind them 110%. Understanding why I have to Make sure that any place I go down to Rochester and hang out with the Gun Caucus guys down there also. If they're having something, I'll make sure I show up, that I am with them 110%. No ifs, no ands, no buts. But for people who don't understand or not that immersed in firearms, there also should be a teachable moment. That's one of the things that I have learned being a minister. Not everybody knows all that you know. And just because you think you know it all, don't mean you're right all the time. Sometimes we have to take time to teach people things. If somebody says something that you don't think is right, take the time out and teach them. That's what I do. I don't just go on the internet and pull up what that person says so I can get some likes and then their trolls come after them. You want to troll me? That's fine. That's fine. See, I can handle you. I have no problem in dealing with you at all. Because I know what's right and I know what's wrong. Because we could easily, when somebody gets themselves into a situation, you can call somebody up and go, hold on, let me see if you understood what you was talking about. Because not everybody is that smart. Because I know I'm not. I still, anytime I have a problem, matter of fact, we just had a situation where the guy who shot back at some people in North Minneapolis, that guy is in jail for shooting at somebody who was shooting him, even though he did a couple of other things that kind of got him in jail. But I got the phone call. Hey, Rev, here's the deal. Blah, 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 did this, and this is what happened, man. What can we do? I don't know. Let me get in touch with the guys who knows. And I called them. And I talked to him. I asked him, what can we do? Is this guy in trouble? Come to find out, he's in trouble. Because I did not know, I took it upon myself to go find out before I said something wrong. We all don't know about this gun stuff. We don't. And we're going to say some things that, you know what, may not ride with you. I'll say some things that may not ride with y'all. Girl asked me the other day, what do you think about abortion? You know what I said? What did what did Melania Trump say? Look it up. What did she say? No, not what her husband said. What did the first lady say about abortions? Now y'all gonna get mad at her for what she said? You're gonna get upset about that? Because it doesn't align with what y'all believe. What she believed does not align with what Republicans believe. Look it up yourself. Look it up yourself. What she believes does not align with what Republicans, and I ain't never heard y'all say one word about what she said about the abortions. Look, I'm not going to say it, but I want you to look it up yourself. But I can tell you it does not align with what a lot of Republicans say. So why aren't y'all mad at her? Why aren't you saying things about her? Why aren't you not putting her down? Put it out here on Twitter so the trolls can show up and say whatever they want to say. I got into it with this knucklehead today. Dude, Walter, not Walter Hudson, but his name is Walter. And he kept going back and forth with me on what Brad said. Got into it with him, and I asked him a simple question. What have you ever done for the black community when it comes to guns? When it comes to this violence that's going on? If anything, I should be on the other side of the fence fighting because it's about you ain't never hugged. Same thing with these guys. They ain't never come to me and say, "Hey, Rev, I know what you're doing. I know you fight. I know this and I know that. What can we do to help?" We're a gun group, and we want to keep our guns, but man, with all that fighting, with all that killing, with all that shooting in your community, we would like to step up and help you out. I ain't never heard them say that to me. I ain't never heard them say that. Ain't never came to any of the incarcerated, the unjust incarcerated men. Ain't never. Just like the Pat Watson. Pat get on here and say, "Oh, y'all should be lock, step, and barrel in this, and you should know what he." Really, Pat? Pat ain't never been the one. I ain't never seen y'all come out when a mother is identifying her kid by his shoes. Y'all ain't never been out there for that. You ain't never held a black mother in the rain. You ain't never asked me what bill can we probably put together, and then we'll go ask a senator or somebody to help the black community, help these here ignorant people. And the only thing I ever hear, it's accountability. How's the guns getting in our community? You know as well as I do. You know as well as I do. We can play this game if you want to. But when I sit and I talk to the gangs, and they're telling me exactly how it gets they're getting in the community, you know. But ain't nobody ever stepped up and said, "Well, Rev, can I donate something to you to help something? Can I help you do this? Can we come in and talk to this?" Ain't never heard that from nobody. But time and time again, you listen to the news and you hear gunshots. But all of a sudden, somebody say something that you don't like, and you ain't man enough to give them a call and ask them about it. Say, "Hey, dude, you said something that I need you to clear up or find out. You want to put it out there so the minions can jump on it so you can get likes and things like that?" No, that's not right, man. You better than that. Straight up better than that. Better than that. Because you ain't never come to me and say, "Hey, this dude putting something out there, what do you stand with that?" I was just at the Capitol, witches, standing behind you. I need you to fight for my Second Amendment right. Because I know for a fact that the Democrats are not going to do anything to help out. I know for a fact the Republicans are not going to do anything to help out. I know that. So the only person I got right now is myself. So I've got to stand behind the people who are going to make sure that I'm not infringed in any way, shape, or form. I want constitutional carry. I want to be able to go down, especially Memphis, Tennessee. That's when I hate going home, because when I go home, I can't carry my firearm. And if you want to know, if you think Minneapolis is bad, try North Memphis. Look up North Memphis and see how bad. I would love to have constitutional carry. Well, no matter where I go, I can carry my firearm. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Because I guarantee you, I go places that some of y'all will never go. You will never go in some of the places I go, especially at the times that I have to go there. So I have to fight, no ifs, ands, or buts, to make sure that I have the right to carry my firearm. Now I've got to fight to make sure that I have the right that if I use my firearm, I do have that right. That's the next step. But I'm going to say this here, point blank this way. We're not all going to agree on everything. But be man enough to call somebody. Because that's what I do. I don't just go off and put something out there and just let it hang out there so the minions can show up and the computer warriors and say the crap that they want to say. Be man enough to call somebody. You got my number. You can get a hold of me, and you know you can. So that was foul, if you ask me. Period, point blank, at the end of the day. Now, we'll correct that. We'll correct that. Dude don't know too much about, just like I didn't know. Only reason I knew because someone taught me. But I know for a fact, if he wasn't for the Second Amendment, he would have never went down to Rochester, hang out with those guys, go over there and talk to those. Did he misspoke? Yeah, he did. But you know what? We can figure that out. We can figure that out. Ain't nobody looking to try to get nobody into. We have anytime. Matter of fact, I just took my son up and bought him a shotgun. And we had to sit there in Cabela's for almost an hour waiting for them to look up his stuff. So just like I explained to him, there is a background check. We don't need anything else other than what we got. What we need to do is start using the books, the laws that's on the books right now. If we do that, we can cut down on a lot of things. Just like with the kids that are running around here getting these guns. If we had places for these kids, and that's another thing. Y'all ain't never come in and say, well, hey, Rev, you wanna, can we help you do this? Or help you get places for these kids or help me do it? I ain't never heard from you. So don't try to stump on me and you ain't helping. Don't try to stump on me just like I told the dude Walter today. You want to do something instead of being on your computer, being a computer warrior? You want to make a difference where I'm working, what and the things that I'm doing? Come on. If not, leave me the hell alone, because ain't nobody bother you. I'm not going to always agree with what you want or how you want things. That's something you just got to deal with. But if you want to come after me, come on. I'm right here, because you know I ain't running. I'm not running. Because I ain't got nowhere to go. But come to guns and things like that, I'll stand behind you 110%. 110%. Because I know I need my firearm. I don't want nobody touching it. I don't want nobody hampering me in any way, shape, or form. If anything, I need to be justified in when I want to use it, how I want to use it. That's what I need. That's what I'm looking for. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. But you know what? We don't need to be out here looking for likes and giving people a reason to choke up on somebody. We don't need to do that. That's foul, man. Grow up. Stop it. Let's move forward. Let's fight to make Minnesota better for everybody, not just for a Republican, not just for a Democrat, for everybody. And hopefully in doing that, guess what? We can get these guns off of these streets, and I can save a lot of black people's lives. If you want to help me do that, then please come and help me do that, because that's what I'm about. Because I can guarantee you this weekend, another black life is probably going to be lost. So if you got any ideas how I can do, please, you have my number. You know how to get a hold of me. Please, I need your 3 cents. Works for me. But this is what we're not going to do. We're not going to act like we're in middle school. You're going to go around, tell everybody about somebody, and then they're going to snicker behind people back. I mean, we're men. We're men, and we're only here to try to make a difference. You're here to try to make a difference. I'm here to try to make a difference. Let's make a difference. I appreciate everything that you guys have done. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. But I realized that I'm on a different path also with you. I'm on a path where I'm looking at drug addicts and drug kids and kids taking drugs and selling drugs and shooting each other for a corner. Those are things y'all don't have to worry about. You don't even have, you can go to sleep at night, not your phone don't ring. My phone rings because of that. So if you want to help me out, I appreciate you, man. Seriously. I appreciate anybody who wants to come and help me out and see if we can't find a way to stop some of this here killing that we have and the things that's going on. I appreciate anybody who wants to step up and do that. But if you don't want to do that, then don't make it that much harder on me. Don't make it much. I come on here to relax. This is my seriously, this is my relax time. Either I'm reading my Bible, or I'm doing something, or I'm talking to somebody on the phone, or I'm dealing with somebody or something. I come on here to talk to you guys to relax. I don't get on here and get into it with some computer warrior who ain't never done nothing for nobody but think they know everything. No, don't need that. And I don't need nobody starting trouble, especially when there shouldn't have never been trouble started. And this is what I mean by when I put my title up there today, you know, people doing things that just don't need to be done. I mean, like I said, we grown people, man. We grown, as we put it down south. We grown folks. Grown folks work things out. Grown folks come together and get along, right? We don't sit here and go after somebody for nothing. So I don't have to believe what you believe. And if you got some knowledge that can throw our way, if you got knowledge that can help us along the way, please. I listen to people. I have to listen to people every day anyway, but I listen to people, and I hear what you're saying. We may not agree, but I hear what you're saying. Right? Anyway, hey fam, that's going to be it for me for tonight. I got to get back up here and lay down for a little bit. I just wanted to come down and say that because, like I said, seen something that disturbed me, and I thought it was very, very wrong. If you got something to say, boom. Got my number. If you see something wrong, if I've said something wrong, hey, reach out to me. I mean, I respect you. I respect you guys. I respect anybody that's going to come in and want to have that conversation with me. I'll open up my DMs. You can DM me anytime you want. Say, Rev, you're wrong because of this, right? And guess what? And if you want to ever be right here next to me and we have that conversation, let me know. That's the problem. A lot of people don't want to show their face. They hide behind their little emojis on this here thing. And then they talk crap, being a computer warrior. But if you got something to say about me or somebody around me, hey, call me. I don't get upset. I don't get mad. I don't talk about people. I don't call you names. I don't do any of that stuff. I'd rather have a conversation with you than to be on here, Twitter, or any other internet part. Having a back and forth with somebody. I only do those with those trolls long enough because I don't have anytime I don't have anything to do, I always welcome my trolls. They keep me busy for a little bit. And then I go back to, doing something constructive other than dealing with with them boneheads. All right? But anyway, fam, I appreciate y'all. I thank you very much. Look at that. I'm like 2 minutes under an hour, and I'm happy about myself. But anyway, hey, I got to get back up here. All right. Y'all have a good night. We so appreciate you. And like always, like we always in the night, realizing and understanding that we serve a true, honest, and totally living God. And people don't realize that. But we do. We serve a God that will want to make sure that everything in your life is right. He want to make sure your heart, mind, spirit, and soul is right. And the only thing you have to do is give him your heart, mind, your spirit, and your soul. And I'm telling you, God will take care of it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. When you're down, he'll bring you up. When you're going sideways, he'll push you so you're not leaning so far. When you're tired of walking, God will carry you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And I don't tell you something that I think. I tell you what I know. And with that, fam, y'all should have a smile on your face. And you know what we do with those? We go out and we smile at somebody. So somebody smile back at us. But y'all have a good night. We'll more than likely, if everything goes right, I'll see you guys on tomorrow. I do believe I'm going to have a guest on tomorrow. I've got to hit him up and make sure that he wants to reveal his face. That's another thing. A lot of people don't like to reveal their face. They like to stay behind their little emojis so they can talk crap and, say whatever they want. And that's why when I challenge people to come on here with me and have a conversation with me, that's why you don't usually see anybody. Correct? That's what I thought. So anytime somebody want to have a conversation, like I said, let me know. Only thing you have to do is hit me up and say, Rev, hey, I want to come on. I want to talk with you. I'll be more than happy to have you on here. I'll give you the whole hour. I'll shut my mouth and let you say whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say, I'll let you say it. It's your whole hour, and I won't say a word. If you hear something that I've said that was wrong, it's like tonight. If you hear something tonight that I said was wrong, only thing I ask is, you know what? Don't go out there and try to show in your butt, but just, hey, let's have a conversation. It's easy that way. Then I don't have to deal with you and then all your other minions and everybody else that you want to bring into the conversation. When to me, it's a 2-man conversation, 3-man conversation, 4-man conversation. And then we can be done with it, man. We don't have to keep dealing with stuff like that. Anyway, I'm out, people. Y'all have a good night. Peace.